Hey, what's going on, guys? Lag here, and thank you for joining me today for a Nioh 2 build video. Alright guys, in today's video, I will be sharing with you all my first Tonfa build in the Dream of the Demon difficulty. Alright, starting off, we're going to run with my clan I'm using. And my clan I decided to run with is Gamo. And the reason I'm using Gamo is to help with sustained damage from the Tonfa. This is also a bonus that you can find on the One-Eyed Dragon gear set. I decided to not use that gear set because I knew I wanted to use the gear pieces I'm using, and instead I would just run with this clan to, you know, like I said, help out with damage. Alright, so let's go ahead and go to my stats. Alright, so my stats are based on a level 400 character. The main stats I want to talk about first is your stamina and strength. And the reason I say that is because you want to have at least 33 stamina. And that's because of the Guardian Spirit I'm using to unlock all of its bonuses. So just make sure your stamina is at least at 33. You do not need to put 33 into strength because of the armor we're using. You just want to make sure that's at 15 at the bare minimum. Alright. I have Constitution and Courage to help out with my damage and health. And also the Tonfa scale as well with both of those talents. Alright. And I have my magic at 67. You don't necessarily need to have magic that high. You can have it at least 50 or 45, and if you decided to do it like that, then you can just throw those extra points into, you know, skill or dexterity if you choose. So, alright, but going along, let's go ahead and go to my gear I'm using. And starting off with my weapon, I'm using the Lord's Tonfa. And the reason I decided to run with this particular Tonfa is because of the extra melee ki damage you get on attacks. And also the Tonfa in general is just very good at doing ki damage. So, and along with that, I'm using the Mizaitan's clan. And the reason I'm using this particular clan is due to the 6-piece bonus, which is called Versatility. And I believe this is a very, very good bonus for fast-hitting weapons. Alright, and as you can see, anytime you perform an attack as an active skill, you get a stack increase of 1. And I've been getting a lot more consistent with this on how it works. Because sometimes it seems to like work 100%. And then sometimes it seems to be, you know, whatever. So, but before I actually recorded my build demo videos, I was getting a lot of 8s and 9s more consistently for like at least 20 minutes or so of gameplay. But that was before I recorded. So, anyway, going on to my next weapon, you just basically want to use a wave swimmer sword. We're using the Warrior of the West gear set. And it doesn't necessarily have to be roll like this. I'm using it just specifically for the set bonuses. And the reason I'm using the Warrior of the West is to get extra melee damage against electrified enemies. And I believe it synergizes well with the Guardian Spirit I'm using, which I'll show off in a second if you haven't played with it yet. I'm actually using 2 new Guardian Spirits in this build from the DLCs. Alright, going on to my bows. Nothing major here, just want to basically have these particular graces. Alright, so starting off with my mask. You don't have to have your rolls like this necessarily. You definitely would like to have attack. Mainly you want to throw on any skill damage you can get on here if you want to pump out some more extra damage. Like for any you know, focus strikes or, you know, any heavily chain attacks or things of that nature. Alright. Also, going on with my armor, let me say this before I continue with my rolls on my chest. I do not have any of my armor remodeled, and the reason is because of the requirements for my stamina and my strength. If I raise or if I refine it, I believe it'll bring up my strength requirements to like 22 or something, and that'll kind of mess up the way I want things to be set up. So, you know, if you decide to just remodel it anyway, you know, feel free. You know, just bear in mind you have to allocate some points from maybe magic or something else to make your armor pieces work if you want a bit more defense. Anyway, going on with my chest piece, I chose to use this chest piece because of one particular bonus, which is the high attack damage, and with the secondary Guardian Spirit I'm using, which is Ho. This bonus works well with that Guardian. Gives you a bit more extra high attack damage. As you can see, My other damage rolls are crit attack and defense on Tonfa attacks. Alright, nothing special here really, but that's about it for that. So going on to my gloves. Again, any sort of skill damage inheritables you have, go ahead and roll those on here. If you don't, you can roll active skill damage on. From what I've seen, you can definitely roll that on these 3 pieces. You can roll active skill damage on here. And then the reason I didn't roll active skill damage on here on my chest was because of high attack damage. Alright. And for my particular boots, you don't have to have veterans greaves. You just want to basically have a medium armor pair of greaves with the Benziton's Grace on it. Preferably, if you run with veterans, as you can see, you get a bit more of damage mitigation when you're attacking. But on this particular build, it's only at 3%. You know, if I was using like Inasazu, the boar, I would get, you know, a lot more damage taken when I'm attacking. So, I'm sorry, I wouldn't get a lot more damage taken. I would be able to reduce, you know, a bit more damage. So, all right. Anyway, going on with my charms, I got lucky and got quite a few of these. Melee damage versus electrify enemies, which is very nice. That's one of the newer roles we have in the game right now. Shock accumulation, extended elemental weapon, and Omnio magic power. All right. And for my Yasukani, I'm running with poison and melee damage against poison enemies. And with that being said, the reason I'm doing that is because I don't have any star inheritables on the Yasukani yet. When I do come across one, I will more than likely, especially if it's like electrify, I will more than likely just use that and take off the poison on this build. Like as you can see at the bottom, I'm using the toxic slime core, and I will use its ability to proc poison on an enemy that's weak to it anyway, to, you know, get extra melee damage. But I didn't actually demonstrate that in my build demo. So, all right, going on to my scroll, my picture scroll, I'm using increased attack against winded enemies, and when enemies basically run out of ki completely, you know, in case your carnage goes down, this will pop up. All right, elemental damage taken doesn't have to be that; it could be something else if you prefer. And I would recommend running with active scale damage to get yourself some more extra damage. Alright, for my talismans and items, I'm using dried Nioh meat. I made a video on this the other day explaining why you don't have to use the actual soul core Nioh, because this piece of meat right here would do it would literally do the exact same thing. So, but use this with caution, you know. You don't have to use this all the time, but just use it if you feel like you need it. Alright, Clay of Beckoning. I like using these Scampus cats. So, because they help out with anima build up a lot. So, alright, I'm using the Arch Yōkai Talisman. Alright, Soul Purge. You don't have to use Soul Purge only if you feel like you're about to get if you feel like you're about to get in a situation where you need the most damage. Go ahead and pop this, and what this will do is it will raise your attack and your luck. But by the time it runs out, your familiarity will be lower on your weapon. Alright, so you have to basically re-raise your familiarity back up by just playing in general. So, alright, for my other talismans, I'm using Lightning, Rejuvenation, Extraction, and Barrier. Nothing major there. Same stuff I use a lot in my builds. And I'm using Elixir, Purifying Shot, which is one of the newer Omnio items. And this pretty much procs immediately on most of the enemies I've been playing against. So that's pretty nice. And that's what helps me get my confusion. Or if you prefer, you can use water if you just don't want to use purifying, you know. But I prefer to use purifying. Alright, Carnage Talisman. And if you feel like you're going against a particular boss or an enemy that has just too much ki, you know, throw this at them, and this will keep them from getting, you know, a lot of their ki back. So, alright, starting off now with my Guardian Spirit. I'm using the Blue Dragon, which is one of the new Guardians in the game. And as you can see, this energizes well with shock. Gives you extra shock accumulation. But I'm not really using it for the elemental damage taken. I'm basically using it for shock accumulation and melee damage against electrified enemies. You know, lightning is really good in my opinion to help control fights in cases of enemies that move too fast. You know, it's like sloth, but it's really, you know, it's just elements. So, for my secondary spirit. Sorry about that. I'm using Ho for my secondary spirit, and the reason I'm using it is because of the anima charge on the bottom and the high attack damage you get. So these are my cores, nothing special. I got some divine cores I have as well, and I'm gonna be trying some stuff later to raise up my rank. So all right, let me just show you guys Ho right quick so you can see it. All right, here we go. So as you can see, like I said earlier, so on this particular build, I got 12, roughly 9 to 10% extra high attack damage, and for the extra ammo build up on strong attacks. All right, other than that, that's it. Nothing else to say really. I'm working on some other stuff as well in terms of builds, but I want to take my time with those. But for right now, I definitely was working on this one a lot more after I got done with my split staff build, because the Tonfa is my favorite weapon. So if you're looking for, in my opinion, just big like one-shot style damage with a Tonfa, at least right now, I don't think it's possible. So, but yeah, that's what I got going. So all right, man, you guys be safe. I'll catch y'all later, and take it easy.